For this pattern you have to cast on a multiple of 32 plus 3 stitches for symmetry and plus 2 edge stitches. So I have cast on 37 stitches, and that's the first row in color 1. The first edge stitch is always in color 1, knit 1. After that we have to do a slip 1, yarn over. We do it like this. We go with the needle under the yarn and just slip the stitch, and you have slip 1, yarn over. So we do this repeat, slip 1, yarn over, knit 1, and that's the whole row until the last 2 stitches. So slip 1, yarn over, knit 1, slip 1, yarn over, knit 1, and you do that until the last 2 stitches in this row. So here are my 2 last stitches, and we do a slip 1, yarn over, and the last edge stitch in color 1 is always slip 1 with yarn in front, like this. Now usually you have to turn the work. In brioche we just slide the stitches to the other end. That's why you have to have double point needles or circular needles in brioche. So we just slide the stitches, take the other color and start. Grab hold of the 2 tails, slip the first edge stitch, put the yarn in front, insert the needle into the first 2 stitches and purl them together. In brioche that's called brioche purl. The next stitch is a slip 1, yarn over, as we did in previous row, and you just repeat this whole row. So slip purl, brioche purl, or purl 2 stitches together and slip 1, yarn over, and again brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, and repeat until the last 2 stitches. Here are the last 2 stitches, 2 because this one, a stitch and a yarn over in brioche, is considered a stitch, and this is the last edge stitch. So we did brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, and again brioche purl, and the last edge stitch when we knit in color number 2 is slip 1 with yarn in front in row number 2, and row number 4 is gonna be slip 1 with yarn in the back. If you want to remember this, you just know that this row you purl all the stitches, the brioche stitches, so the yarn comes from the front and you leave it in the front. The row when you're gonna knit, the yarn comes from the back, you leave it in the back. So that's the row number 2. Now we turn the work, grab the yarn, the first color yarn, and do row number 3. As usual, knit the first edge stitch, and now we do the repeat, slip 1, yarn over, and brioche purl. So it's kind of similar to the second row, it's just it begins in the other order. Again, slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, and repeat that until the last 2 stitches as usually. Slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl. Here are the last 2 stitches. We have to do a slip 1, yarn over, and as I said, in color 1 the last edge stitch is always slip 1 with yarn in front. Now I slide the stitches to the beginning, and the first row we're gonna knit it in color number 2. The first edge stitch is slip 1 with yarn in the back, and we have to do the repeat, brioche knit, as in knit 2 stitches together, a stitch and a yarn over, and slip 1 yarn over, and repeat. Brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, again brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, and repeat that until the last 2 stitches. So here are the last 2 stitches. I say 2 because this one is a brioche stitch, 1 stitch, and we have to knit it. So brioche knit, and the last edge stitch, as I said in row number 2, in color number 2, and there's always the difference when you slip the last edge stitch. In row number 2 you slip it, you purl this rows and you slip it with yarn in the front, and in 4th row you slip it with the yarn in the back. So that's it for the row number 4. And now we just grab the yarn in color 1 and start the 5th row. That is a pattern row, and in this row we have to do an increase and a decrease, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Knit the first edge stitch, and now we have to knit 5 columns of brioche knit. So slip 1 yarn over, and these are the columns that I'm talking about. A brioche knit 1 and slip 1 yarn over between, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to do a right slant decrease. That's how we do it. Slip the first 2 stitches, or a brioche stitch, 1 brioche stitch, knit 1 stitch, and now we have to slip the first stitches over, slip this stitch to the left needle, and slip the next 2 stitches, or a brioche stitch, over, and slip the stitch to the right needle, and that's a right slant decrease. Now we have to do a slip 1 yarn over, knit, brioche knit 1 column, and slip 1 yarn over, and in the next column you have an increase. That's very easy. You just insert the needle, brioche knit, and don't slip the stitches, do a yarn over, and brioche knit again, all in the same stitches. Brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, and just now you slip the stitches from the needle. After that we have to brioche knit all the columns normally without increases or decreases. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, all the rest of the row. The last 2 stitches, slip 1 yarn over, and as usual slip the edge stitch with yarn in front. Now we slide the stitches to the other end, we grab the second color yarn, and as I said, it's in the second row. That's the 6th, but it's the same as the second. The yarn comes from the front, so slip the first edge stitch with yarn in front, and now this is like the 6th row is the same as the second, but I'm gonna show you the difference when we have the increase here. What do you have to do at that point? So we just brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl. So you normally do this repeat as we did in the row number 2 until you get to 3 stitches in color 1 that are together. That's where you know you did the increase in the previous row, and that's the difference that I'm gonna show you. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, and here is where we did the increase. So 3 stitches in color 1, that means you did the increase in the previous row here. And what you do in the next row, you do slip 1 yarn over, purl 1 stitch, not brioche purl, just purl, and slip 1 yarn over, and that's it. And the rest of the row you just knit it the same way we did in row number 2. So after all the pattern rows, number 5, 9, and so on, you just repeat row number 2, 3, and 4. And in row number 2, you just, when you have the increases, you have 3 stitches of the same color, you do like this: slip 1 yarn over, purl 1 stitch, and slip 1 yarn over. So I'm gonna do this row number 2, 3, and 4, and come back with row number 9. That is a pattern row. Row number 9, knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and we look in the chart and we see that we have to knit 4 columns of brioche knit. So 1, slip 1 yarn over, 2, slip 1 yarn over, 3, slip 1 yarn over, and 4, slip 1 yarn over. And in the next 2 stitches, brioche stitches, we're gonna do the right slant decrease. So as I told you, just slip the first edge stitch, knit the next stitch, slip the first brioche stitch over, pass over, slip the stitch to the left needle, and pass over the next brioche stitch, and that's it. That's a right slant decrease. Now I have to do a slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1 column, slip 1 yarn over, and we have to do an increase in the next column. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, and that's it. With the increases and decreases, the rest of the columns you just knit it normally as we did in all the rows, the pattern rows. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit. At the end you do slip 1 yarn over and slip the last edge stitch with yarn in front. So that's it for the row number 9. After that you repeat row number 2, 3, and 4 and come back for the pattern row number 13. Row number 13, knit the first edge stitch, and looking in the chart we see that we have to knit 3 brioche columns normally. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to do again the right slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass the stitches over, slip the stitch to the left needle, pass the stitches over the next brioche stitch or a stitch and a yarn over, and slip the stitch to the right needle. After the decrease we have to do a slip 1 yarn over, normally knit brioche knit 1 column, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to do the increase. So slip one, knit, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, and just after that slip the stitch from the needle, slip one yarn over, brioche knit, slip one yarn over, and in the next column you have to do again the increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitches, slip one yarn over, brioche knit, one column, slip one yarn over, and now we have to do the left slant decrease, and we do it like this: slip the brioche stitch, knit the next stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, or two stitches you actually, slip this stitch to the right needle and pass over the first stitch that we slipped. So that's the left slant decrease. After that we just normally knit those 5 columns. So slip one yarn over, brioche knit, 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 slip one yarn over, slip the edge stitch with yarn in front. After that knit the row number 2, 3 and 4 and come back for the next pattern, row number 17. Row number 17, knit the first edge stitch, slip one yarn over, knit 2 columns, brioche knit 1, slip one yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip one yarn over, and after that we have to do the right slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch, knit the next one, the next stitch. I have a split yarn here. Oh, that's it. So knit the stitch, pass over the slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch or the stitch and the yarn over. So that's the right slant decrease again. Slip one yarn over, brioche knit a normal column, slip one yarn over, and now we have to do the increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. After that we have to brioche knit 3 columns. So slip one yarn over, 1, slip one yarn over, 2, slip one yarn over, 3, slip one yarn over, and now we have to do the increase again. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch from the needle, slip one yarn over, brioche knit 1 column, slip one yarn over, and now we have to do the left slant decrease again. So slip the brioche stitch, knit the next stitch, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch or stitch and the yarn over, slip the stitch to the right needle and pass over the slipped stitch, brioche stitch. So that's the left slant decrease. At the end we have 4 normal columns of brioche. So slip one yarn over, brioche knit, slip one yarn over, brioche knit, slip one yarn over. I say normal because there's no increases or decreases, so you just brioche knit it. Brioche knit, slip one yarn over and slip the last edge stitch with yarn in front. After that knit row number 2, 3 and 4 and come back for the next row number 21. Row number 21, knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to do the right slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch, knit 1, pass over, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch. That's it. Now slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, we have to brioche knit 5 columns, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip 1 yarn over. Now we have to slip 1, do the increase, sorry, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, now slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over and do the increase again, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over and do the left slant decrease. So slip the first brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip the stitch to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle, pass over the first slipped stitch, brioche stitch, and that's it. And knit the rest. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, 2, and 3. Slip 1 yarn over, and slip the last edge stitch with the yarn in front. After that, as usual, knit row number 2, 3 and 4 and come back for the next row number 25. Row number 25, knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and we have to brioche knit normally until we get to this increase. So we have until there, that point, we have to brioche knit 11 columns. So 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 6, slip 1 yarn over, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, slip 1 yarn over. So here we have to do the increase, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, and we have to do the left slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next stitch, slip it to the right needle, we do, and slip the first slip stitch over, slip 1 yarn over and brioche knit 2 columns, 1 and 2, slip 1 yarn over, slip the last edge stitch with yarn in front. After that, do row number 2, 3 and 4 and come back for the last row number 29. Row number 29, knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, and we have to brioche knit 8 columns. 1, 2, in between don't forget to do the yarn over, slip on yarn over, 3, slip on yarn over, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, slip on yarn over, and now we have to do the increase. Brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. After that we have to brioche knit 5 columns and then do the decrease. So slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip on yarn over, and now we have to do the left slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch or the next stitch and yarn over, slip the stitch to the right needle and pass over the previous stitch and yarn over. So after that, slip one yarn over and brioche knit the last column, slip one yarn over and slip the last edge stitch with yarn in front. After that, repeat row number 2, 3 and 4, and then you can repeat the pattern from row number 5. I did a few more repeats of the pattern, and now I'm gonna show you how to do the cast off. The first stitch is, like always, a knit 1. The second is a purl stitch, so we purl it. And now when we have 2 stitches on the needle, we just pass the first over the other and we have 1 stitch. Now we have a brioche stitch, so we brioche knit it, 2 stitches, so pass one over the other, and again a purl stitch, we purl it, and that's gonna be the repeat that we're gonna do. A brioche knit, pass over, and the purl stitch, pass over, and that's what we're gonna do until the end of the row, all the stitches. At the end we have a purl stitch, so we purl it, pass over the stitch, and the last stitch is a knit stitch, so we knit it, pass over, and as usual at the end I just pull through